Hey guys, I'm live. I'm live all by myself today. This is the first time I've ever gone live completely by myself, and I'm so nervous. It's so funny. I'm so excited to spend time with you guys. I really wanted to come on here. I want to make this more of like a regular thing, just hanging out and answering questions and getting to know you guys better. I have so much love for this community that we've built here for my glam fam. And so coming on live is a really great opportunity for me to just hang out with you guys and answer one-on-one questions. I've been getting a lot of DMs on Instagram and even emails about private consultations and, I have this issue and that issue and can you help me? And it's so hard for me to keep up with those messages. So coming on here and being able to talk to you guys more one-on-one is going to be really, really fun. And it's also an opportunity for you guys to ask me things about me, because I know my channel, I kind of keep it very, about makeup and hair. And you guys don't know a lot about me and my personal life and my story here on YouTube. So if you have personal questions for me in terms of like my YouTube story, my experiences, my family life, procedures that I've had done, Botox, filler, plastic surgery, anything, today is the day to ask me. And I am an open book, maybe too open at times, but I'm really excited to be here with you and to just get to know you better and to have you guys get to know me better. So I can see that there's a lot of people on here. Hey, Janet. Hey, Penny. Oh, you guys. It's so nice to see you here. Okay, so before we get started, I have a little bit of housekeeping. I just want to tell you guys a couple of things. So the first thing is that the camera that I have, it times out at exactly 30 minutes. I'm going to be live for 1 hour today from 6 to 7. My camera times out at 30 minutes, and all I have to do is press a button and it comes back on. If you've been to my other live streams, you haven't noticed it because I keep track of the time and I actually put the other creator on by themselves so I can reset my camera. But because I am by myself, I'm going to have to reset my camera in 30 minutes. So the screen's going to go black, but don't leave, okay? Because I'm still here. Oh, Penny Smith Skincare is here. Here. If you guys don't follow Penny, you guys have to. She's got an incredible channel all about skincare. And my gosh, I have learned so much from her. She's also been on the live stream. So I'm so happy you're here, Penny. So with that said, okay, some other housekeeping announcements. I had some notes on my phone. So I wanted to tell you guys about my camera. And then I also wanted to tell you that this spring, okay, I've been wanting to announce this for a while and it's like been killing me not to. This spring, I am going to a content house. So basically me and a bunch of other beauty creators have decided to rent a home and film content together for 4 whole days, hang out, chat, talk about YouTube, bring our audiences together and film content together. And I'm going to announce who is all coming today. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? You guys are gonna die. Okay, so of course, we have Penny Smith Skincare. She's my girl. She's going to be there. So if you guys want to see content with me and Penny, let me know in the comments what you want to see, what kind of videos you want us to make together. But also, Lisa J Makeup is there. Lisa J is the CEO, the creator of BK Beauty, and that's an incredible brush line. If you guys don't use her brushes, you should use her brushes. They are the best makeup brushes I've ever used in my career. I literally have like a bajillion of them. I think I might have all of them. And they're the only brushes that I use now. She is an incredible makeup artist, a really great person, and just an amazing woman entrepreneur. So she's going to be there. And then we have Justin Hickox, of course, and Deanna. You guys love him. I did a collab with him in Portland last year, in-person collab. We're meeting again. We're doing another collab. If you guys don't follow him, you definitely should. If you're into hair content, mature hair content specifically, you will absolutely love him. He's amazing. And then we have Marlena Stell. Do you guys know Marlena? So let me know in the chat if you guys know her. She's the creator of Makeup Geek, which was a huge brand, like multi-million-dollar brand. She grew it. She was one of the OG beauty influencers. She was, on there with Tati and like James Charles, like everyone who was anyone in the OG beauty community. Marlena was in that space. She has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. She's got a lot of followers on Instagram as well. She is a wealth of knowledge because she's actually a product developer. So I was so dead when I heard she was coming. I felt like majorly starstruck. We were texting each other and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, Marlena Stell is texting me. Like, what is my life right now? So yeah, look, oh, everyone's so excited. I know. Marlena's the freaking best. Look at this comment too. She's basically the creator of YouTube content creator. 1000%, you guys. And I get to hang out with her. Do you know how crazy that is? Like, oh, it's so funny how sometimes life just takes you in these paths, you know? And like, I can't tell you how thankful and grateful I am. Like, I could literally cry right now. Having met these people that are people that influenced me to become makeup artists, people that really inspired me to perfect my craft, people that helped me get better as an artist. You know, these are those people. And it's just incredible that I get to like meet them, you know? And then, are you guys ready for this? You'll never believe who else, okay? Guess who else? Guess who else is coming on? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Okay. Angie, Hot and Flashy. Angie, Hot and Flashy is going to be there, you guys. Isn't that amazing? Oh, and of course, Nikki. Yep. Nikki LaRose too. So we have Nikki LaRose, we have Lisa J Makeup, Justin Hickox and Deanna, we have Marlena, we have Angie, Hot and Flashy, and Penn Smith Skincare, which is insane. So this is what I want you guys to do for me. Leave in the comments, okay, what type of content you want to see us all make together. We're all going to be creating content for 4 straight days together. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be madness, but I'm so stoked. We have a meeting to talk about what type of content we're creating. So I want you guys to tell me what you want to see because you really, really matter to me. You know, my whole life and experience here on YouTube is to make content for you. Like, this isn't something I do because I want to be famous or I like the attention or like, honest to God, like it really is so much more than that. It's to like help women feel beautiful and help women feel better all by themselves from home. You know, there's that saying, why, you know, don't give someone a fish, teach them how to fish. And I feel like my YouTube channel has always been about teaching you guys how to fish, you know, so that you feel so beautiful and amazing and have great confidence completely by yourself from home. So with that said, the reason I'm saying that is that I want you to get a ton of value because everything I do on this channel is honestly for you. So tell me again what you want. Leave it. I can go through the chat later. I can go through the comments later, and then I can write down all those ideas and then I can bring it to our meeting. So it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be really, really exciting. I'm very nervous. I'm a bit of and you wouldn't believe it, but I'm a bit of an introvert, actually. I think a lot of content creators are. We kind of live in our own head, in our own studios all by ourselves, and we interact with you guys through the screen. And so, you know, Penny and I were even saying the other day, we're like, wow, do we remember how to talk to real people? Because we talk to real people like this, you know what I mean? We always film alone. And yeah, so anyway, that is that. So I just wanted to say that first. Sorry for taking up so much of your time. It's just so exciting. And now let's get into some questions, okay? Let's start a little bit with questions that I got on Instagram and questions that I got here because I like to honor that since you guys spend the time to, you know, comment on the community posts. And then from there, we'll go into our live streaming questions, okay? So if you have questions, feel free to pop them up there. My girl, Lori, who works with me here on the channel, she's here in the back end. She's in the green room. She's reading through all the comments and the questions, and she's making sure to pop the ones up. So they're not going to go unseen if you leave them here. And if they're really good, then we'll pop them up. I wish you guys could see what I have. I literally have like hundreds of products around me so that I could pop things up to show you. Okay, so here's a really great question. Is red light therapy helpful for thinning hair? So I have struggled with thinning hair. For those of you guys that are new, you might not even know. The beginning of my channel was all about hair loss, hair thinning, female hair loss. I actually had a hair transplant. I did a whole vlog about it. That's kind of what put me on the map here on YouTube because I was the only person talking about it who's the woman, right? So I was like kind of different. So a lot of people found me from my thinning fine hair videos, from the transplant video. Red light therapy is definitely clinically proven, I would say, to be effective for hair loss. But here's the caveat to that, okay? Hair loss is a very complicated thing, and there's many reasons why you have hair loss. Some of it could be hormonal, right, due to aging and changes in your body. It could be telogen effluvian, which is a temporary hair loss that's often reactive based on like an infectious disease that you got. Like say you got COVID, you could have telogen effluvian. I had traction alopecia, so it was actually from wearing a lot of extensions, wearing my hair up really tight. I did a lot of ballet when I was little, and I always had my hair in those really tight buns. You know, I say that and my hair is in a really tight bun right now. But I probably shouldn't wear my hair like this anymore, but I don't pull it like I used to pull it. So anyway, there's so many different reasons why you can have alopecia, and it's not like a one solution fixes the thing. There's also alopecia areata, which is an autoimmune thing. There's alopecia universalis, where you have no hair anywhere. There's also genetic alopecia, like my husband is having some thinning on the top and the sides. It's a genetic. His dad had the same thing. So the red light therapy, in my completely honest opinion, I don't think it will show you the results that you want it to for the cost. There is one red light therapy helmet called iRestore, and forever ago, iRestore actually sponsored some of my content when I was going through my hair transplant. I read all the data, I did all the things, and I was so excited to work with them because it's super expensive, and I made loads of videos for them. But in hindsight now, I think a lot of the results that I was seeing was from the hair transplant, not necessarily or even at all from the red light therapy. And the reason I say that is because when my husband started losing his hair, like in his early 40s, mid 40s, we used the iRestore helmet on him forever. And like, it didn't do anything, we didn't see any hair growth at all. So does it work? Like, I think it can work for certain people with certain types of hair loss, but hair loss is complex, you guys. It is not an easy one solution thing at all. All right, let's move on to another one. Maybe we can pop something up from the question first. Okay, perfect. What will be your long-lasting cream blush current favorite? Oh, this is a great question. I love cream blush. Do you guys want drugstore or do you want, prestige? Because, oh my gosh, I have one here, but it's in, bear with me, guys. Hold on. I'm going to pull it out here. Okay, I just had this conversation with Marlena today. Marlena Stell, we're now friends. Crazy. I was asking her, because I'm doing this whole video on drugstore makeup, creating a drugstore makeup kit that is simple and basic for the makeup beginner. So one thing in each category that's going to work in the drugstore, right? So I was asking her, what's your favorite drugstore blush? Because I've been testing them like crazy, right? I'm like, which one's your favorite? And we were going back and forth about it. And okay, this is not drugstore, but we can both agree that Tower 28 is an amazing cream blush, like unfreaking real. This is long lasting. It's blendable. It's pigmented, but not too much. Like sometimes cream blushes can be so pigmented that it's unflattering. I feel that way a little bit about the NARS ones. Those are new. They're just like too pigmented. You know what I mean? This is like a nice soft pigment. It blends out like a dream. It stays on the whole day. It's not too wet, but it's not powder finish either. This is the perfect cream blush. Honest to God, this is the perfect one. I can see that you guys want drugstore. I totally understand. Drugstore is where it's at. There are so many great drugstore products now. I really like this one. Look, I just bought it today because I wanted more colors in my kit. I spent $400 at the drugstore today trying to get more products to test for you guys. Like, holy smokes, as if I don't have enough. But the e.l.f. Putty Blush is great because it's actually a cream, but it dries down into a powder. So you get the smoothness and the creaminess, but you kind of get more of that longevity that a powder tends to give. Sometimes cream products can absorb into the skin really quickly and they won't stay all day. This is kind of like the best of both worlds. It's creamy, so you get that like glow from within vibe, but then it dries down to more of a matte finish. Another product that I want to show you guys that's really good that's like this one is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I have an amazing video coming out. It's like a 10-minute super natural, like J.Lo glowy face on a gorgeous, gorgeous woman who's like in her later 40s. And I used this on like her entire look. So we used it as an eyeshadow. We used it as a contour. We used it as like a nose contour. We used it as the bronzer. And it did such a good job of doing all of those things. And I think it's literally $7. Again, it goes on like a cream, but it dries down to more of a powder finish. And there's also a lot of color options, which I love. There's a huge bronzer by Chanel that is like this. It's like the OG cream bronzer. It was really, really nice back in the day. Everyone loved it. And it's still nice, but it's significantly more expensive for one. It's also much bigger, but still it's like $60 as opposed to $7. And there's way less color options. So this is nice because if you have that deeper chocolate skin, you can find something that's going to be suitable. If you have very fair skin, you can find something that's not going to make you look like an Oompa Loompa. You know what I mean? You don't want the orange vibe. So those are really, really good. I will tell you one more before I move on to this one. If you want a powder blush, I've been literally 2 days researching drugstore makeup, 2 days reading like hundreds of reviews, testing them, buying them, like all the stuff. This one is actually very nice. This is the CoverGirl True Blend So Flushed. The color selection isn't fantastic, but it's what I have on now. See, that's what I wore today. It's like this really nice kind of, you know, mauvey, warm, peachy style color. And the pigment is lovely. It goes on so silky and smooth and beautiful. And it's pigmented without being like aggressively pigmented where it's hard to blend. So this one is really good too. If you guys need something and you prefer a powder, this is the one to get. If you guys want more info on this, wait for my drugstore video. That's going to be coming out very soon. It really does walk you through every single product, and I break it down like super detailed. Like I really went down the rabbit hole here. So I've been broke down like if you have oily combination skin and you want light coverage, get this. If you have oily combination skin, you want full coverage, get this. If you have dry skin and want light coverage, get this. If you have dry skin and want full coverage, get this. If you have oily skin and you want a tinted serum, get this. Like guys, literally 2 days of research and a lot of swatching to kind of figure out, like categorize all this. I'm going to be putting lots of graphics up too, so that you guys can follow, you know, if you're trying to build a drugstore kit, you can say like, okay, I have oily skin. I want a tinted serum. And I need like a cream blush, and it will give you like a custom kit that's going to be perfect for you. Talk about the shades offered and everything. So that's going to be really good. Okay. Do you need to use a conditioner and a treatment mask in the same wash day, or should you just switch the conditioner for the make some days, and why? Love your channel. Thanks, Penny. That's a great question. So you were asking when you are doing a treatment mask, if you should also do a conditioner at the same time. That's a great question. So I wouldn't. I don't think it's necessary. What I would do is you want to wash your hair. And then if you're doing a treatment mask, what I always recommend is towel drying your hair a little bit. Hair is like a sponge, right? So it wants to like suck things in. If it's drenched with water, it's not going to be able to absorb the conditioner or the treatment mask or the product that you're using as well. So shampoo really, really well, then towel dry, and then brush with a wide tooth comb so that you get some of the tangles out, put your treatment product in, and then kind of the key to really getting the best out of your treatment product is to then make sure that it gets heated, your head gets heated. You don't have to physically heat it up with like a blow dry or anything. You can just take a shower cap, put on your shower cap, the heat from your scalp will get trapped and actually heat up the hair, leave it for 15 to 20 minutes, and then rinse it out. I wouldn't condition first. You can, like, in some cases, when I had clients in my chair, I would condition first before doing treatments if they had that type of like very fine hair that where the texture, like the individual strands are super skinny, but they have a lot of it, that hair has a tendency to tangle really badly when it's wet. In that case, I would do a light condition first because it would help me untangle it so that I wasn't, ripping through her hair to untangle it before putting the treatment mask on. But if you don't have that situation, then you don't need to waste your conditioner. It's not going to do any harm, but it's just kind of a waste of product. All right, best primer and foundation for oily, mature skin. All right, Brenda, this is a good question too. So, okay, oily, mature. Okay, so first of all, this is the thing with primers. I may get killed for this, but I wouldn't say that I am like that much of a fan of primers. Like, I don't think that they are as impressive as a lot of people think they are. I think having a really good skincare routine beats a primer any day. Sometimes I'll use a primer, sometimes, but not always. I hardly ever use it on myself. So in terms of primer, like, I'm not sure what would be the best primer for oily skin. I know that e.l.f. does a poreless primer. I wish I had it here. It's actually upstairs, but they have a poreless putty primer that I use sometimes on very oily skin with large pores and here. And I use that to kind of fill in the holes, almost like a spackle. And then I let it set, and then I go in with my foundation. There are some oil controlling primers as well, but I think if you're going to go down the oil controlling primer kind of rabbit hole, you want to make sure you have a lot of oil so that you don't get like too chalky or too dry. It's really important, especially with mature skin, that you have like luminosity and radiance in your skin. And I know you don't want to look like an oil slick, but you need to have like light. If your face gets really matte, it can look very dry. And the second it looks very dry, it actually ages the person quite a bit. I've said this story so many times. When I was working in film and TV, we used to do breakdown makeup where we would actually take an actor and we would turn them into characters instead of make them look better, right? And one of the breakdown makeups that I did often was taking someone and making them look a lot older than their age. And there were little tricks that we did to create that effect, kind of like in the show This Is Us, Mandy Moore. She looks so much older when she's the mom, right? And if you look at her face, you can see why and what they did. So you add age spots, right? So discoloration, that often comes with age, and you make the skin look dry. The second you make the skin look dry, like no flushing in the cheeks, really kind of sallow without any like dewiness or without oil production, you instantly age the person a lot. So that's one thing I want to caution you on. Be careful not to go too matte, too dried down, even if your skin is oily, because a little bit of natural oil is very youthful. Now, with that said, my God, am I going on a tangent? With that said, what I'm going to offer or recommend. Guys, put it in the chat if you know what I'm going to recommend for oily skin. It's my favorite foundation of all time, and it is Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is an amazing foundation. I would say it's a satin matte finish. So it's matte, but it's not super drying. It's a full coverage. It's medium to full coverage, but very buildable. You can definitely get it up to full coverage. It just looks flawless and beautiful on literally everyone. If you have dry skin, you can mix it with a little bit of moisturizer, or you can put a couple of drops of oil in there. It looks flawless. It's amazing. This is expensive, obviously. So I have an alternative for you, and one that is also excellent, like really, really good for oily skin from the drugstore is L'Oreal. This one's called the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. Can you guys see it? There we go. So I was actually using the Pro Glow. So there's two. There's Pro Matte, there's Pro Glow. Pro Glow is lovely. It's for normal to dry skin. I have very oily skin and I still use it. Do I get extremely glowy, like glowy? Yes, but I'm okay with it. I actually don't mind looking like a little oily. I find it just youthful and beautiful. I like it when it's like a lower finish with a lot of shine and glow, but I am using this today on my face and you guys can see it. It is a matte finish. It definitely doesn't have glow. It's really good for oil control. It has a medium to full coverage as well. So it is very similar to this one. This one has a little bit more a little bit more glow than this one. This one's more matte, but I think they would both work really well for mature skin. Yeah, and make sure that you're putting that on a really well hydrated base, okay? Because hydration is key. You really do want to look healthy, and you know what I'm saying? So don't worry so much about the primer. Like, definitely use one if you have one that you love, but make sure you're hydrating very well, putting a really great facial moisturizer on, leaving it on for 5 minutes-ish, letting it absorb, and then going in with your foundation products. And that will make a big difference for you. So hopefully that helps a little bit. All right, Lindsay, what products will help fine hair hold a curl? I recently cut my hair short and I followed your short hair wave tutorial, but the curls closer to my crown wouldn't hold. Okay, so this is definitely an issue for a lot of people with hair. So there's so many reasons why hair won't hold a curl. Some of it is a little bit out of our control. So I was a bridal stylist forever. For 17 years, I had a bridal business. I actually just closed it down in the fall of last year, like in the late fall. So I did bridal all through the summer and fall. We did like 60 to 80 weddings a year. So I've worked with, thousands of women, all different types of hair textures. And there are certain things, there is definitely that type of hair that will not hold, but there are certain things that are out of our control. So that's like environmental factors. So if you live in a place with high humidity, it's much less likely that your curls will hold. Another thing is if your hair itself has too much moisture in it. So if you have, for example, fine hair and you're curling your hair that day, something that I sometimes recommend that I know not all hairdressers love, but it does help a lot, is skipping the conditioner that day. Okay, so you know for sure you're going out with your friends that night or your husband, you want to curl your hair, skip the conditioner. You need your hair to be a little bit drier in texture in order to like really hold. In terms of product itself, you can use a hairspray. The one that I use all the time on my clients was Sebastian Shaper Plus. This one's a really, nice kind of touchable, humidity resistant hairspray with extra hold. So there's Sebastian Shaper, which is a really brushable hold. It doesn't feel sticky or hard at all. Shaper Plus is like a boost above. So it does have a little bit more grit to it, but it also has more hold. When it comes to actually curling, what you can do is you take your section that you're going to curl, spray your hairspray, and then curl it. So don't just spray your hairspray at the very end. Spray per section while you're curling before you put it into the hot tool. And that will help significantly as well. Something else that will help, of course, is using like some type of volumizing mousse or something that's going to give your hair more grit in the blow dry stage. So I'm not sure if you blow dry your hair, but if you do, you could use something like the Alterna Caviar. This is my favorite styling mousse. For whatever reason, it has terrible reviews in the Sephora website, but it's actually incredible. Like, it is so good. It's my favorite. It makes my hair look enormous. And yeah, I find that this will really give you like that body, that grit, that, that's not stick, but like the oomph that you need to get that curl to last. So, but be kind to yourself. Like, some hair textures, they really just struggle with holding. And I mean, if you live somewhere warm, like Florida, or, somewhere with high humidity, it kind of just is what it is, and we kind of have to just accept it. But those little tricks should definitely help, or at least significantly, elongate your time, or not elongate, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it will make the curls last longer than maybe if you didn't do those steps. Yeah. I was wondering if you could show a little bit of how to cover up bag eye, or okay, you're in a losing battle. Guys, this was literally the #1 question I got asked. Yes. My camera's going to time out in literally like a minute. So this is what I'm going to do. I have crazy huge dark circles. Like, they are bad, really bad, really bad. You don't know, but trust me. So this is what I'm going to do, because I got this question so much in my community board. I went and I bought makeup wipes, and I'm actually going to show you exactly what I do. Would you guys like that? Leave it in the comments. Let me know if you want me to take one of my eyes out, and I'll show you. So Sylvia's saying here, I have baggy eyes too. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, so there's baggy, where you have volume, which is like a liquid buildup. You can't really cover that, right? You can't cover texture, but you can cover color. Okay, so when you have baggy eyes, your number one. I'm back. I told you guys we're about to time out. Okay, so your number one goal is going to be to get rid of the bag. So you can do that with really good eye cream, right? Using a cream that's really, really good. The one that I'm using right now is by SkinCeuticals. It is the AGE Advanced Eye. I really like this one. Something else that I do is I actually bought like an ice roller from Dollar Tree, believe it or not. If you guys saw that video, you might have seen it. I keep it in the freezer, and sometimes when I wake up puffy, I'll use my ice roller and that will really help. Something else that I do a lot for bags is my Zip Halo. The Zip Halo is like the best thing ever. Do you guys know what the Zip Halo is? I'm looking here in the comments. It's a microcurrent device, and it actually has an app that goes with it, and they have different facials that you can do that kind of targets things that are bothering you, like jowls or breakouts. And there's a whole section for eyes, and one of them is for darkness, I think. Another one's for bags. So if I have a lot of bags in the morning, I'll use my Zip Halo, I'll put my conductor gel, and I'll use that microcurrent, and that like significantly helps to drain the fluid. So that's one thing. But if you just have dark circles, guys, like dark blue, crazy bad circles, let's do this side. Then I'm going to show you what I do, okay? Because no one ever believes me. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, it is actually really bad. And I don't think that people know the extent of how bad it is. So I want to show you, it's always been the thing that's made me quite self-conscious. It's funny because I have a soft box here, and that's how I light my set. It's like a nice big soft box, and it looks like the sun. And sometimes I feel like because the lighting is so flattering, you can't really see like my deep levels of imperfections, but I have it too, okay? And I was thinking of doing like a whole video about this. I think it would be really helpful for you guys because so many people have that issue. Okay, so maybe if I step back from the light, you can see. So you can see that I have like significant amounts of depth here, and it's purpley and blue, and it's deep too. So that's the thing. I was actually even thinking of getting some filler put in here, and I went for a consult. And my amazing medical esthetician was like, no, don't do it, because the migration of filler, there's just a lot, right? And also it's such a thin area. It's a slippery slope. So we're like, no, we're not going to do it. We're just going to do it with makeup, like how I've done it for the last 38 years, right? Okay. So the first thing you want to do, can you guys see it? I want you to like fully get the scope of my dark circles. So you fully understand like why I understand. Okay, if I go like this, you can really see it, right? Like it is really dark, really, really dark. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do. The first thing you're gonna do is you need to hydrate your under eyes, because concealer, even radiant finish concealers, they can be dry looking. This is the problem, right? As we get older, we start getting a lot of fine lines. Like I have a lot of fine lines under my eyes everywhere. And so when I use a concealer that's too full coverage now, I look like I am the Crypt Keeper. Like I look like I'm like 80. It's so frustrating. And so I've had to kind of adjust things a lot in the last year. That's exactly what my eyes have. I need this tip. Oh, Penny, yeah, okay. Yeah, girl, I got you. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to hydrate, okay? We are hydrating our under eyes because we don't want to look like the Crypt Keeper, right? We want to look flawless. So whatever type of under eye moisturizer you have, put that bad boy on, okay? Put that bad boy on and let it settle in, okay? We're going to wait maybe a minute or two to let this settle. We want this to be hydrated and beautiful. The base is everything. Everyone looks for the solution in the primers and stuff, and it's like the hydration. Without hydration, nothing looks good. Nothing, not your skin makeup, not under your eyes, like nothing, right? Oh, I hear all of you guys, right? Like even Lenny just said, right? I look super sick without under eye makeup. Girl, same. Like, I'm not kidding you. When I don't have my under eye concealer on and I go to like the grocery store and I run into someone I know, they'll say like, oh, are you not feeling well? Or like, oh, you must have been up late last night with Ollie, like my little guy. And it's like, no, this is just like what my face looks like without makeup on. Like I feel great. You know, I really do look like like a different person without makeup on for real. And that's okay. Like I'm okay with that. It's my superpower and I'll take it. Okay. So for concealer, okay, this is the thing. So now, because the under eye is so dark and blue, if we are to just put a concealer on top of it, what's going to happen is that concealer, like say I were to put this brightening concealer on top of it, it's going to turn ashy. And this is why Lisa J Makeup, she actually just said this in a video. It was great. I'm actually going to pin that video. I'll pin that video in the comments when we're done this live stream. You guys can go watch it. She did a whole video on under eyes that was so well explained. This is the thing. If you take a bruise and you put sheer pantyhose on the bruise, what happens to the bruise? It's not like the bruise goes away. It just kind of like mutes it out and makes it look ashy, like gray. So you don't want to do that. You need to color correct first. Now, when we're color correcting, we need to go on the opposite color of the color wheel. So if you have blue, you need orange, because orange is opposite of blue on the color wheel, right? They're complementary colors, so they cancel and neutralize each other out. Now that can be kind of scary, I know, but orange is really just another word for peach. So like, don't worry, you just need something peachy first. And sometimes just using the peachy thing will be enough to color correct if your circles aren't that bad. Mine are like actually quite bad. Like this lighting is so flattering, you guys. I need to like actually like find a way to show you where the lighting is like real life because it's actually really bad. But so you can get something like this. This is from NYX. So drugstore again, I always want to show you guys really affordable options. So this color, for example, would totally work for me. It's like an orange based peach. If you are a little bit lighter skinned, you can mix. You can mix colors, like you can add a little bit of yellow, or if you can add a little bit of purple to like cool it down or whatever, you can start mixing. But if this is overwhelming to you, and I can see why it is, like for example, if you have a lot of redness, red is the opposite color to green, right? So say you have like a lot of redness in your cheeks, you can then go in with the green. You can stipple the green around the redness. That will neutralize it. And then you go in with your foundation, right? You got to neutralize so that the foundation isn't trying to work so hard, right? This is an option. This is a good option, but it doesn't have to be so complicated. So another option is to get a concealer that is peachier. So this is my favorite concealer right now. I just discovered in like, holy smokes, is it like mind-boggling awesome and so cheap? And it's e.l.f. like everything else. e.l.f. doesn't know who I am, by the way. It's not like they pay me to talk about their products. They don't. I wish, because I mean, I'd make a lot of money because it's like the only drugstore product I recommend lately. But their products are amazing and the prices are amazing. So this is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. Like I said before, as I'm getting older, under eyes are getting drier, and then I start looking like the Crypt Keeper. So I need something hydrating. But what happens with hydrating products? They're too creasy, right? It's like such a problem. So this isn't very creasy, which is amazing, but I'll show you how to stop the creasing from happening, because anything that's cream-based is going to crease. Yeah, Penny, I love e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. So good. So this color is actually called Light Peach, okay? So they actually made a concealer that's a corrector. So you don't have to be like, this is scary. What the hell do I do with this? You can just like get the one that's already the corrector. You know what I'm saying? So Light Peach is so good. So what you're going to do, my mirror is here. Hopefully you guys can see. So I start where I have the most depth. Everyone has the most depth here, okay? So you want to put a little bit there, but don't go too crazy, okay? Because you don't want to overload the very thin eye skin with too much product, or it's just going to be like too much, and then it's going to crease and it's going to be a mess. And then I have a lot of redness and depth right here. Can you guys see that right there? So I'm going to do this and go up. Back in the day, like in 2018, we had this thing where we went into like this whole V here, and it was so obnoxious. And I did it too, because we all did it, but it was like just way too much, you know? Now it's like less is more. Like we want to cover, but we still want to like look like we're not wearing a mask, you know? You just want to look like your best self. And I just love the movement that makeup has taken. I love that we've gone down that road. It's so much more flattering. Okay, now your next step, you need to stipple it out. So you need to use patting motions to build coverage. If you smear something, You just move it around and you create a sheer wash of color. But if you want to build coverage, you need to do stippling motions, which is pressing and patting motions. Now, you can do this with your fingertips. That's what I, used to do forever. And it totally works because the warmth of your fingertips is going to blend out the product really beautifully. But if you want to get more advanced with it, you can get a concealer brush. Now, this is a 506. This is from BK Beauty. We love Lisa. And this is Angie's collection. So Lisa and Angie did a collection together, Hot and Flashy collection. So this is from the Angie's travel set. And Angie's travel set also comes with a foundation brush that's phenomenal. Like, these are so good. If you need like a travel brush set, it's not even travel. Honestly, if you just need a brush set that's really like legit with some awesome brushes, get that one. It's really great. I'll leave it linked for you guys too. I also have a discount code, so I can definitely leave a discount code for you guys. So what you want to do is you would just want to pat, right? Look at how awesome this brush is because it gets right in there and it does it in a way that's like neat and tidy, right? So now you guys can see like 2 minutes gone, right? Now you could totally stop here and chill out and like maybe set it a little bit. But what you can also do is now that we've covered the bruising, we can brighten. Okay, so you need a peach and then you need a concealer that's about 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. Always, always, always go in with the one that's about the exact same color as your skin tone in a peachy tone first. It's better to only have this than to only have this. Do you know what I'm saying? This on its own will look really terrible. I'm just saying, just so that you guys don't get mixed up with that. Buy the peachy one or the one that's exact same color as your skin tone before you buy the next one. If you have the budget for another one and you want to go fancier with it, then you can get the lighter shade. So this shade is light medium, I believe. Oh, fair warm. I was totally wrong. Fair warm. So I'm very warm toned, obviously. I've got a very warm skin tone. So you can grab this one next. And so this is on, we've color corrected. Now I go and I take the tiniest amount, literally the tiniest amount. I just kind of take most of it off. And then I do the same thing where I need brightening. So I can tell, okay, I'm going to look, it's so creepy. Are you ready? Guys, this is like, we're fully like in it together now. I hope you're drinking. I should be drinking too. So when I look down, can you see that I still have like depth there? Like, do you see that right there? Okay, this is good. The lighting is working to show you. There's still depth there, right? It's better, but it's still there. So now you can very strategically place a highlight in the dark zone. So in here, you can place it in here. That's where I kind of need it. And then I always place it here because like, who doesn't want an eye lift, honestly? Who doesn't want an eye lift? Everyone does. And then of course we tap, tap, tap. Oh, you can also do this. I always like to give you guys options so you don't feel like you have to buy a bajillion things. You know, like the influencer culture, it's like, I must consume. You don't have to consume. If you have a beauty blender, you can use that too. This is a Lottie London beauty blender. You just want to run it underwater, okay? Open and close it, open and close it. It's going to puff up, wring it out so it's damp, not wet, but definitely damp. And then you can also use that. That also works really well. If you already have a beauty blender, go ahead and use that. Okay, and then we are patting. We are patting and we are stippling and moving up. Now this is what's really going to like significantly brighten. The only word, cautionary tale here that I have for you, when you see now that's like bright. Yeah, so bright. So the only thing that I have to tell you guys about this is that what can often happen with under eye bags is that you're deep here, but then it gets like puffy here. Not puffy, but like this is so deep compared to your cheekbone area. If you go too low here, this can come out too far because highlight and contour works like that, right? Highlight brings things forward, contour recedes things back. So if you put too much highlight in an area that's already up, it's going to look too up and then it looks strange. So that's why I say go really easy with it. Just a little goes a long way. Put it right in the hollow and then blend it out. Like even, I'm going to be honest, like right now, when I'm looking at myself, I went too low a little bit. So it's fine. Like you can then take your foundation brush, you can blend it out. You can add a little bit of blush, right? So I can go into my CoverGirl blush that I've been testing the last 2 days. I can add a little bit of blush into this area so that I don't have so much highlight like so low on the cheek, right? And then it's gonna look really good. Oh, okay, this is a good question here. So Sue, oh no, that's not it. Sorry guys. There was one here that I missed. Oh, here it is. It's because the chat's moving up so quick. I was told that your eyes will always crease. Yes, Michelle, you're absolutely right. So there's like the BS of like, creaseless concealer. That's such crap. Like it is just absolutely not, honest to God. I've been doing makeup for 18 years. That is impossible. Some concealers crease more than others. All concealers crease. And this is why. Concealer is a cream product. Cream product, when heated with the skin, is going to want to move in crevices. It's like biology, you know, it's like biological. So it's going to like shift and move into areas that have little like crevices, right? So it's going to always crease in your wrinkles. Always. It's just, you can't get around it, but you can minimize it. And the way to minimize it is to start with a really hydrated under eye, right? That's going to help. And then you have to set it. Okay. You have to set it. I know a lot of you guys don't want to set because you're scared, because then it gets dry and then you feel like you look like you're 800 years old. I've heard it from my clients. I really have. I've heard it from all of my clients, especially my clients over like 55, 60, they're like, no concealer under the eyes. But listen, there's a battle you're fighting, okay? You're fighting dark circles or wrinkles. I would much rather have a brighter under eye or look at my client with a brighter under eye, even if there's like a little bit of like texture created from the product, than to have a client with a dark under eye. Like a bright under eye always looks better, always, even if there's a little bit of texture. And often that texture you're seeing is because you're looking like you're like this, but no one's looking at you like that. They're just noticing, like you guys saw when I wiped it off, like it looks significantly better after, right? Okay, so before we move on, you guys, there's so much to talk about. So before we move on, you want to give this a little bit of time to self-set. So when you put concealer on, it's very wet and damp. And so if you just put powder on it right away, it's just going to be too tacky, too sticky. It's going to become messy looking or even maybe too dry looking. So you need to give it some time to oxidize. So what I normally do is I do my under eyes, then I like leave it for a bit while I do the rest of my makeup, my hair, whatever. And then I come back to it. I look up, I take out the creases, and of course it's going to crease, and then I set it with a powder. Now, the powder you use is also pretty important, because powders that are too thick in their granules will make your under eyes look really dry. So you need a very finely milled powder. One of the ones that's gotten phenomenal reviews, I haven't used it, but I heard it's one of the best ever, is the Wet n Wild translucent powder. I tried to buy it today, but I live in Canada and Wet n Wild isn't sold at Shoppers Drug Mart, which is our drugstore. So I was like, darn it, I got to find out. I don't know if maybe they have it at Walmart. But if you guys are American, get the Wet n Wild translucent powder. It's super finely milled. It's apparently amazing, even for mature under eyes. I've actually started using this one today. It's the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I find normally I don't like a pressed powder under the eye. I prefer a translucent, but I'm actually finding this to be extremely finely milled as well. And again, it's translucent. So what I do in that case, you can do it a few different ways. You can go with an eyeshadow brush, like a flat brush. So you want your brush to not be like a contoured crease brush, but just like a flat shadow brush. You can go in there and then you can dab it. What really works well for me and with my clients is actually taking one of these flat little triangular sponges. You can get these in bulk at Amazon, and they're actually really good. They're very inexpensive. So I just look up, like I can already tell that I'm creasing here because I have quite a few fine lines like right in here. So I'm stippling to erase the creasing. If you set when you have creases, you will set your crease, and then it's in there forever. So take that. I'll show you what I'm going to do. hold on a sec. There's so many things. I literally need to show you. I have like 100 products out. So I just go in like this, and then I put a little bit on my hand just to like tone it down a little, you know? And then whatever is left on my brush, I kind of very strategically go into the area that creases a lot, which is right in here for me. That is different for everyone. I have certain clients that have a lot of crow's feet and they'll crease like crazy here. So I'll apply it there. Don't set what isn't going to crease so that you don't flatten out your radiance. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as you do that, so the crazy thing with setting something is that you're turning something creamy into something satin. So as soon as you set it, it won't move anymore because it's not a cream anymore, right? Cream wants to shift and move into the crevices. Satin-based things don't. They will stop moving. So you'll minimize the creasing by like 95% when you do this, but just do it where you need it. I think that's another problem that a lot of people have is they overdo things because they just think they should do it. So they take this and they just like put it on the whole eye area. You know, if you crease like a lot here, smooth out the crease and just like gently set that area. You don't have to put it on the whole orbital bone. All right. May I ask what kind of hair replacement you had and was it expensive? Of course you can ask. I said today was ask anything, right? There is nothing too personal. I had a hair transplant. I had an FUE hair transplant. So what they did is they shaved a huge section of my hair in the back here. So it was like a third of my hair was gone. I had a little patch under and then I had the top sections. Then all of this was shaved. And then they actually, it's like a hole puncher. They punched out the hair and then they harvested it. And then, so that was like the first half of the appointment. I was like in a massage bed with my head down. They punched out the hair, harvested it. Then they flipped me over and then they implanted it on the sides. So I was missing all of the hair on my sides here on both sides. And so they transferred the hair from the back to the front. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. In Canadian dollars, it's about 10,000 Canadian dollars. It's very invasive and very difficult to recover from, much more than I thought. You know, online, they all say that FUE is so easy and it's like a day thing. And it's no big deal. It is a day thing, but it is a big deal. Like, I mean, losing a third of your hair when you already have hair loss is pretty traumatic. At least it was for me. And I had a lot of pain in my donor area, like in the back for a really long time. So yeah, it was worth it. But if I could go back in time, like if I had to relive it again, I wouldn't do it again, to be honest. But that's just, yeah, my honest opinion on it. Okay, what medical aesthetic treatments do you do? You look amazing. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thanks. Is it Callan? Callan. Thank you so much. That's so nice. Okay, so I'll tell you everything. So I do Botox every like 4 to 6 months. It's kind of wearing off now, but I try to keep as much movement as I can. So I get Botox done here. I used to do like a brow lift, but I didn't like how that was looking. It was like too much. So I stopped doing that. I do like a tiny little bit on my crow's feet, but not very much. I also used to do a tiny little bit under the eyes. It's called like Microtox, I think, where they really dilute it. But I have a very expressive smile and I like squint my eyes a lot when I smile, and I wasn't able to do that. And I felt like I couldn't emote joy, you know, like when you're really happy and like, that's the way I smile. So I felt like because I couldn't squint my eyes, I couldn't smile. So I stopped doing that. So all I do now is a little tiny bit here, and I do a little bit here and a little bit on the 11s, but not so much that I can't like move. See, I can still move. It's just not like really like wrinkly when I move. Once in a while, like once every like year and a half, 2 years, I get a little bit of filler right here because I have a very narrow face. And because I'm thin and my face is narrow, my nasal labials, like my face will kind of collapse and it will create these really deep nasal labial folds. So every once in a while, I get a little tiny bit, one syringe split between both sides here to kind of fill this in so that this softens a bit. And I don't get anything on my lips done. Everyone asks that. I did get lip filler before, maybe 4 years ago. And I haven't ever done it again just because I'm just kind of over it and I just don't want to. But everyone seems to think I have it done. I don't know if maybe there's some left over from all those years ago. I asked my medical esthetician, actually, I said, should we try to dissolve it? And then she was like pressing my lips and she's like, I don't feel anything hard. Like, I don't think that there's anything left in there. It's just the way my mouth is shaped. And I also overline quite a bit. So that's what I've gotten done. With medical aesthetics. I also did some eye treatment recently where I don't remember the name, but it's kind of like a facial, but they have this like little metal ball and they like roll it around your eyes and it feels really nice. It's like delightful. And I did that to try to offset a little bit of the darkness, and also I really am getting a lot of lines under my eyes, like especially for my age, because I'm not even 40 yet. I just think it's because I have such an I squint so much when I smile. I don't want to get Botox there. So I did that treatment. I don't remember the name, but if what I'll do is I'll look it up and I'll put it in the description box for you, and then you can look it up. I did feel like that helped. Not a lot, to be honest, but enough. And it was really relaxing. Okay, how is your hair so sleek and shiny? What are some good drugstore products I could use? Or should I invest in Color Wow? Haven't tried it yet. Since menopause, I've been dealing with thinning hair and major frizz. Cynthia, I feel you. So my hair is shiny right now because I haven't washed it in 4 days. It's called oil. My hair is really shiny for a couple of reasons. For one, it's because I don't color it. I have some like outgrown balayage, some highlights that have grown out, but the whole rest of it, like the whole entire thing, is virgin. And I think virgin hair just has a tendency to be very shiny. Because my hair is also very dark, it reflects light. So that's another reason. Color Wow Dream Coat is really, really good, but it's only good if you are very good at heat styling your hair, in my opinion. You have to saturate your hair with it. It's like, I think it's a keratin treatment. You saturate every single strand with it, you brush it through, then you need to use heat. It's actually activated by heat. So you need to do like a really great blowout, maybe even straighten it. And then it's really going to prevent your hair from getting super frizzy in humidity. That is a good product, but I think the missing link for most people, to be honest, is an inability to heat style well. I think a lot of people, they don't know how to heat style well. That's why I've made so many videos about it. They don't know how to section. They don't know how much is too much heat, how much is not enough heat. I blow out my hair every single time I wash it. I actually brought my blow dryer brush here. I used to use a Tymo blow dryer brush. I liked it a lot. It was very inexpensive. It lasted me about 2 years and then just started to get too hot and I threw it out. This one is by Babyliss. It's the Babyliss Pro Nano Titanium. This one is excellent. This is 100,000% the reason my hair looks shiny, like straight up. I wish I could say like, it's this product or it's this or it's that. It's not. It's the blow dryer brush. A blow dryer brush has been life-changing for me. I know not everyone is as much of a fan of it as I am, but my hair would not look at all like how it looks and all the I know my Instagram reels often go viral when I do like the blowouts and stuff because the hair looks so full and shiny. And that is because, for one, I don't have layers, so it's blunt, so it looks super thick. It's virgin, so it's very healthy. I don't have chemical damage. And the blowout brush, man. Sue, you love it too? Girl, it's the thing. Like, I cannot live without this. This is the best thing ever. I love it. Okay, I have time for one more question. Oh, the Artist Haven. Howdy, Gabby. Just here to say hey, and I'm so stinking proud of you helping so many people. I remember the way back days, and I knew in my heart that your message will blow up. Keep it up. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming to the live stream. That is so sweet. Oh, that makes my heart happy. Thank you. Okay. What do you think of micro needling? Okay, so believe it or not, I've done everything, okay? I have never done micro needling. Wait, that's not true. I did a vampire facial. Is that a micro needle thing? Is Penny still here? Penn Smith Skincare, are you still here? Okay, I did this vampire facial. It was crazy. You guys want to hear about it? It was so crazy. Okay, so what they did is they drew my blood. Then they mixed it with like all this other stuff. I don't even know what it is because I'm not an esthetician, but it's like, I don't know, whatever. And then it was like this machine that like basically punched like a bajillion holes in my face, and they put my blood with like the mixture of stuff. And it was so crazy because I wanted to get this done. I heard so many things about it. Like the Kardashians talked about it. It was all over social media and even the news. And then when I looked at myself in the mirror, I was horrified. I looked like I got put into like a sorry guys, at the heat of that story, I looked like I got put into like a meat grinder. Like my face looked crazy. I wish I could show you. Oh, I can't even show you because it will take too long for me to find it on my phone. But I was like, it was insane. And it took 2 weeks to heal. And like, I actually booked 3 sessions of that because I heard after the 3rd session, it's like phenomenal. I only did it once and I was like, never again. Like I scared my kids. I came home, my kids were like, what happened to your face? Like I literally looked like a ground up piece of meat and I was so awful. But then I have to admit, after 2 weeks, I looked phenomenal. Like my skin looked like glass. I've never experienced anything like it. Like it looked like my 6-year-old skin. Like it was flawless. But then of course, you know, because I'm an adult woman, eventually it became unflawless again after like 2 months or whatever. So I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to go into like a meat grinder machine to have like great skin for 2 months. So I never did it again. But my sister, who's been on the channel, who like, you guys love her. She got microneedling recently. She's 42. And she was telling me, she's like, Gab, you have to do it. It's crazy. I have like no pores. And it's true. Like she had some pores in here, right? Like we all do because, you know, we have skin. And her pores like just got super small. One thing that does work really well, I have to tell you guys, is tretinoin. So I wanted to start tretinoin and I teased it in a video and I asked you guys if you wanted me to do it. And you all were like, yes, do tretinoin. So I asked my medical esthetician to prescribe me tretinoin and I started it. Okay. So the first little while that I started using it, I broke out like a 16-year-old and I was like, I hate this. Screw this. I'm not doing this. But then I went slow. Like I used it like once every 4 days for a while and then like once every 2 days. Over time, once you start using it like once every other night or once every night before bed, it makes a huge, huge difference. It will like completely smooth out fine lines and wrinkles. It evens out skin textures. It completely gets rid of pores, but you have to get through like the ugly stage of it. I guess it's kind of like the vampire facial, right? You have your like stage of like where you look terrible until you look great. But at least with tretinoin, you only look terrible like once. And then once you're over it, that stage, you just look great. So tretinoin is amazing. If you are like a retinol girly, upgrade yourself to tretinoin and you will not be disappointed. I'll definitely make a video about it for you guys. I've been taking some videos and stuff. So if you guys want to see it, I'll make a video for you. Okay, it's 7:03. I have to go because my husband's actually in surgery right now. I know. I can't even believe I made it today. I almost canceled last minute. My husband like popped his shoulder out of his socket and he chipped a bone and he's literally in surgery. And I have to go to the hospital to go pick him up from his surgery. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you like this type of video, you liked hanging out with me, totally cash, just me and you chatting, let me know in the comments, okay? Because if I know that you guys like this, I can make it a weekly series. We can theme them. We can do like all sorts of things. So I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for being a part of my glam fam. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.